Welcome to Common Sense 2.0. Let's talk about Trump's first 6 months back in office. The damage? Massive. From dismantling oversight and gutting aid to shredding science and civil service, let's break it down. First, federal oversight and civil service breakdown. Right off the bat, on January 24, 2025, Trump fired 17 inspectors general in one overnight sweep. These watchdogs from agencies including Defense, State, EPA, USAID, gone, with no 30-day notice to Congress, potentially violating federal law. At the same time, Elon Musk, heading a new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, led mass layoffs. By July 2025, 260,000 federal employees had either been fired, offered buyouts, or retired early. Over 154,000 were paid to stay home on administrative leave. Though DOGE claimed $160 billion in savings, critics estimate the cost of lost capacity and legal fallout could hit $135 billion. Services collapsed. Weather modeling, FDA inspections, air traffic safety, CDC responses, all impacted due to empty seats and demoralized staff. Second, humanitarian and scientific collapse. Trump froze USAID foreign aid programs on day one, within days halting hundreds of global projects. About 83 to 90% of USAID programs, thousands of contracts, were canceled. Overseas clinical trials, TB and HIV programs, maternal care ruined overnight. A Lancet study warns of 14 million avoidable deaths by 2030 if aid isn't restored. Scientific data was scrubbed. NOAA, NASA, National Institute of Health, National Science Foundation saw websites wiped, thousands of data sets hidden. The NIH paused funding, and NSF laid off 25 to 50% of their staff. Third, civil liberties and immigration escalation. Federal immigration enforcement received record funding. ICE expanded detentions and deportations massively, while temporary protected status revocations hit Afghans and Cameroonians. Solid figures are not being provided by the administration, so we don't really know the full impact. Fourth, rule of law and democratic institutions. Trump and DOGE used emergency orders to fast-track dismissals, erase protections for transgender service members and immigrant groups, and bypass normal oversight. Press freedom saw attacks. Critical reporting was barred access to the Department of Energy, the DOJ, and the FCC. These departments' internal policies were weaponized against dissenting outlets. In short, zero transparency and the absence of our free press. In just 6 months, U.S. institutions, budget, oversight, science, aid, civil liberties were radically altered. That's the reality. My name is Ken. Welcome to Common Sense 2.0, where we revive the spirit of Thomas Paine's 1776 pamphlet entitled Common Sense. And we use that spirit to challenge and combat the dangerous agendas of President Trump, MAGA, and Project 2025.